this is my video to address some of the confusion that goes on nowadays within Hollywood, within its occult system, its different ties into the Masonic religion, and various different types of sorceries and magic that you see on TV nowadays. And my specific warning about that. And see, now the gloves are off. Now I'm going to talk about it without holding back. You understand what I'm saying? So, first off, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. And I want to talk about a couple of things. As citizens of the United States of America, we have certain rights, supposedly granted to us by the Constitution. And a lot of the problems that you see nowadays, like the problem that's going on now in Baltimore, Maryland, is what happens when, the government is not doing its job to hold public servants accountable for what they're doing to the public. And, that's why some of the buildings in Maryland were on fire earlier. I don't know if they're still on fire, but that's what they were on fire for, was, because oppression, eventually that pressure builds up and somebody's going to do something about it. Even if it's one guy walking up with a lighter in his hand, torching an apartment complex or torching a CVS. What I saw happening on the news when I watched it earlier. But again, in my past, I watched, certain Hollywood movies, and I listened to certain types of music, hip hop. I liked a lot in the past, and you have your MTV music videos, and I really didn't know what was happening with that, and still, even now, though I'm starting to see some of it, I still have no idea about what they're doing, because what they're doing is just so damn evil. The only way you'll know what they're doing is if you sell your soul, to be able to know what they're doing. So in a way, it's good to not know what they're doing, not know all of what they're doing, because it's just so evil. It's better off not to know it anyhow. In this video, I'm going to talk about some of this stuff. You've got different people out there, and there's some questions from some people that direct message me, about some of my Twitter and some of my Facebook tweets and some of my responses. First off, when I put those videos up there on Twitter about the Illuminati and about hypnotism and sorcery and the things that go on and the way that Hollywood stars suffer great humiliation every day, being exploited and stuff that happens to them that they don't talk about in front of the camera. I meant all that. I don't take any of it back. You know what I'm saying? Like, for my Twitter followers, I used to be, into the mainstream music and Hollywood and all that stuff, and I liked I liked artists, hip hop artists, different various hip hop artists like Rihanna and Jay-Z and all those people. But when I started really seeing what they were doing, being put up to, I took another look at it, and I was just like, nah, man, this ain't no good. This ain't no good for me. This ain't no good for anybody. It's not any good for them. And I put my own personal warning on this instead of just posting a video that somebody else is talking about the dangers of Hollywood and its Satanism and its demonism and all the stuff that's been going on with that. I don't follow any of those artists that I used to follow before. I mean, if a song comes on the radio by them, I may change the station or I may not. I may let it play, but I'm not really a big fan. I'm not a big fan of Rihanna anymore. You see what I'm saying? That's real talk. You know, I'm not a fan of Rihanna anymore. You know, I don't go out and buy her CD. I don't buy Jay-Z CD. You know, because Jay-Z, he ain't nothing but like a lot of the other people that got victimized, people that had great minds and great talents. That you know, a bunch of the people there in Hollywood, Rockefeller, all that get their tentacles into them, into their soul, and they start misleading the youth of you know, of this country, and making it seem like certain stuff is cool that ain't cool. And you know, I've named a couple of artists that I don't listen to. You know, I'm not a fan of Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? I ain't a fan of any of that stuff where people are you know, glorifying a bunch of nonsense that has to do with Illuminati, Masonry, Satanism, demonism, and stuff that will hurt you and harm your soul. I don't want nothing to do with it. You understand what I'm telling you? No matter what happened in my past, you know, you know, and I admit, you know, I was obsessed with Rihanna for a while, you know, because she's a beautiful young woman, man. She's not like, got a nice voice and all this, you know. And so, but let me tell y'all, man, I had a bad experience with that, and I ain't going back. You understand what I'm telling you? You know, so I ain't gonna go into the detail of it in this video. I might do that in another video in the future. But I just want to warn people, if you like hip hop, you need to find YouTube. You need to find underground artists that ain't part of Illuminati. They ain't part of that Hollywood demonism where people, you know, lose their souls and all this stuff that you see on there, because that's real, man. That ain't nothing to be joking about. And this is the reason why I make a video like this, because I'm tired of my name being used because of stuff that I've done in the past on Twitter and different things. I'm tired of my name being used, you know, and thrown around with these different artists because people still think I like them. I don't like them. I don't listen to that, man. You understand what I'm telling you? I don't listen to none of that stuff because, you know, I got better things to do than listening to Illuminati slave music in my radio. You see what I'm saying? I ain't with that. And you know, it's a lot of stuff. Even like Chris Angel, you know, when his TV show first came out, you know, back in 2000 and something, whatever it was, where he was doing all those illusions and stuff, I didn't think anything about it. I thought it was neat to be able to watch something on prime time where people were doing stuff that I'd never seen before. But at that time, I really didn't understand the dangers that exist from you know, just simply turning on the TV and looking a sorcerer in the eye. So you gotta be careful, man. You gotta be careful about doing stuff like that and not do that. My personal advice is not to watch any kind of you know, sorcerer on TV, you know, doing magic or anything like that, because that can open up a window where people can harm you and you know, hypnotize you and cause you to do things that you won't do in your own consciousness. And so I put my warning out to to anybody that follows me on YouTube, not to watch these guys, not to have anything to do with it. You know, and I spoke specifically about Chris Angel. There's a David Blaine. There's some other people now. Some magic kid, whatever his name is, does magic on there. I'm not impressed by any of that, and I don't want anything to do with it. If you want to see magic, go walk out in the woods. You know what I'm saying? Get into you know, some you know, nature walk and you know, watch an eagle or a hawk fly across the sky, or snatch a fish up out of the water with its claws. That's magical, and you know, that's a natural magic that you don't have to worry about being ensnared and enslaved in. You know, look at a river flowing past. You know, hear the sound of a stream. because that's miraculous, that's magical, and that's the best way to go with that. I'm putting this out there because it's what I believe. I approve of this message because it's my own message. It's not somebody out there running out there telling people stuff. For a long time, people thought I was a sorcerer because of the way that I dress and some of the things that I'm able to do. But the truth is, I'm not a sorcerer. All right, I'm a shaman. I practice freeform shamanism. It's not a religion or an occult. I don't have an occult. I don't have followers like that. I'm just an individual that has a individual a spiritual experience that I encourage other people to become part of as themselves, not to look at me as somebody that you need to come to and ask anything, but look inside yourself and find the power in your own spirit, in your own soul, to be the person all you can be. So that's what I have to say about this. In this video, this was my message to you, and I hope that you can gain some benefit from it. I'll see you next time on my channel.